Alright guys, so how's it going today? So, lots of things are going on. As you can tell, I cut my hair. Couldn't take it anymore. Once my hair gets to a certain length, I can't really deal with it anymore because I like the short hair thing better. So, keeps the head cooler, I guess, in the summer months, but in the winter months it's going to suck, but it'll grow back pretty damn quick. So yeah, lots of things to talk about. Some things are going to be kind of boring, but the main thing I wanted to get off my chest is my doctor again. If you guys remember that video I made, I suppose a few weeks ago or whatever, about my doctor, that, I need a new one. Ever since then, she's been pissing around with the schedules, and I have never been able to get in. Like, you set a schedule date for a certain day, and they call you and they want to change it. And I was okay with that for a while. Like, it didn't bother me too much because it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, they weren't really doing it. But this year, it's been horrible. Okay, so we had one scheduled last year. That got pushed back until like September. So now we're on this freaking September schedule. That's what it was going to be again this year, but then they pushed it back until October. So here we go, getting late again. Now this is all in the same year. This year, she kept pushing it back. Okay, so now it's not October like it's supposed to be. Now she wants to do it in fucking December. My last appointment was in September. So now we're over a year into my visit. We're supposed to be once a year. So I finally snapped at the nurse and I said, listen, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not going to play these fucking games with you people. You guys have been doing this for the last couple of years. I'm sick of it. Like, I understand, like if a family emergency comes up, it's a totally different story. And I understand that maybe to a certain degree they can't tell us that, but they should. Because I don't know what it is. Like if it's a family emergency, then I could understand that. But if you're just going to fucking piss around, then I'm going to get angry. Well, I got a new one. Originally, I had made an appointment to see her, okay? And I was supposed to see her the way that we had it, figured out, is that we would go every June or July, and we would see the doctor. So, okay, well, it would have been, that's their damn duck talking, but a couple of years ago, there was a lot of, kind of like, I don't know, there was a lot of crap going on. I was seeing a different girl doctor last year. Apparently she grew up around here, but then she disappeared. So then I went back to my original doctor, which I've been seeing for years. And again, she kind of changed the schedule, or the appointment. She pushed it back until, I think it was September. That got canceled. They pushed it back until October. That got canceled again. And this is all this year. Okay, so just literally like, a couple of weeks ago, I should have seen her already. And then, well, I had an appointment scheduled for, I think it was in October, I don't remember. At least it was November, sometime like that. Yeah, I think it was in November, That was my newest schedule that I had. All right, well, the doctor called me yesterday. Or no, it wasn't the doctor, it was the nurse or whoever the bitch is that does the phone calling, to give out the bad news. It's always fucking bad news when they call my number. So they said, oh, well, your doctor's got to cancel your appointment again. She's not going to be in the office. Every damn time you sons of bitches call my phone number, she's never going to be in the fucking office. It's like you guys don't talk or something. I don't know. And then I'm just going to call it the nurse, but it's not the nurse. It's whoever makes the phone calls. She says, well, the doctor's appointments change all the time. I was like, well, if they're going to change all the time, then nobody gets anything done around here. Like you can't change schedules all the time. It doesn't work like that. Because a person like me, because there's obviously there's billions of people like me, but some people are on a strict schedule, and it's very hard to take days off, and it's hard to do this and it's hard to do that, yada yada yada. It's like you can't keep fucking yanking my dick here, So I called the number back. I didn't have time to talk to her right away. It was I was talking to a different nurse the first go around. She didn't sound quite American. She had a different accent, but you could still understand her pretty good. So I don't know if she was she just had a different accent. Maybe she's from the South or something. I don't really know, but you could understand her pretty good. So, but that was when I had called back because I didn't have time. I was helping the young guy load hay, and we were getting ready to move his outfit over to North Dakota now because he's done over here. He grabbed all his last bales off our land, and he wanted to go move to North Dakota, and he wanted my help. So I was like, okay. I didn't have time to talk to the nurse because I'm helping the young guy load hay and help him get closer to home. He wants to get closer to home now. So, and I just happen to be around. Of course, if I'm not around, well, then he'll have to get one of his kids or his wife or something to help him move. But I was already in the field, so I'm like, why the hell not? Why not just go and help him? So, yada yada yada. I'm helping him, and he's gonna go home, go unload, and come back. Okay, well then I decided, well, I'll call the nurse. Got a different nurse, Well, it was that one that has that different accent, and she said, "Oh, you want to change your appointment?" And I said, "Well, no, really. What I want to do is I just want to find a different freaking doctor." And I said to her, I was going off on her. I understand it's not really the nurse's fault. They're just doing their job just to get the news out. But one, these phone calls are being recorded. You know that. And two, there's probably a good chance that since I was being a complete dick since as of 3-4 months ago, I was the whole freaking time, this whole damn summer, I've been just angry with these people. So I've been going off on them. So I know that my doctor is probably, listening to these recordings. Which, you know what, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care anymore. So, but I told her, I was like, no, I want to find a completely different doctor. I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's just, she's unreliable. My main doctor. So, shut up, Rocher. Shut up. So, yeah, it's just, okay, well, then that nurse said, okay, well, I'll have to talk to, the other doctors, because there was 3 or 4 other doctors that are doing the same freaking job. Most of them are women. There's a couple of guys. I don't really care who I have, so I'm not that picky. It's just as long as you're reliable and you're good at your job, that's really all I care about. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. As long as you know what you're fucking doing, that's really all I care about. So, I told that nurse there, I was like, well, I want a different doctor. She said, okay, well, we'll find you. I'll have to send some messages and see if anybody wants to take you, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay, you can call me back with news. Okay. A couple hours go by. No big deal. I was, still helping the young guy move. He actually gave us 3 bales. He didn't want those 3 bales that were kind of messed up. Because she says they're a son of a bitch to truck down the road. So we always take them. If whatever hay he doesn't want, obviously we'll gladly take it. We don't care what they look like. The cows don't care. They're going to eat it anyway. So he gave us 3 extra bales. We were doing that and came back home. Figured, well, maybe I'll have something to eat and wait for the young guy to come back and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, then another nurse calls me. Just as I was getting ready to sit down and have lunch. She says, oh, okay, well, we got to get you an appointment here with your current doctor. And I don't even want to say her name just because I don't want to give her any type of credit. At this point, she deserves nothing but cussing and name calling. She was doing good for a lot of years, but I don't know, this last year and a half, 2 years, it's really been a struggle. So basically they wanted to set me back up with the same doctor I currently have. And I'm like, I told the other freaking nurse to find me a different fucking doctor. I said to her, like, I'm done with this doctor because of the damn nonsense. Doctors, I mean, even the young guy, he agreed with me too. He's like, these doctors don't give a shit about you. No matter if they're a brain doctor, just a normal doctor, or probably even a freaking eye doctor. Like, at the end of the day, they don't really care about you. All they care about is that money they're going to get either from your bank account or from your insurance company if you have insurance. So, they ain't going to care, nonetheless. So, and I think it's true. I just think that this doctor here, she just doesn't give a shit anymore. She does have, a few bad reviews. So, but I didn't see that, back at the beginning because I didn't really care too much about reviews. I just figured, well, as long as you're good at what you do and whatever, like, that's all that matters to me. As long as, and I gotta be able to get in, So what's pissing me off is, I guess what people don't understand is that I have a brain doctor. So because of the scar that's left on my brain. So therefore, I have to go through her, or is there any doctor at this point, to even continue to be legal to drive. So if something goes wonky there, then they can take my driver's license away for however long. I don't know. I know you can lose it up to 3 months, but then there's another way too. I think that you can lose it, but for how long, I don't know. So basically what these people are fucking doing is they're pinning me into a corner, and basically if I lose my driver's license for even 3 months, I can't drive. So, and that's not exactly good because there's not a lot of family members left here that have driver's license. My grandma's done driving. She's retired, so her driver's license has expired. I don't know if my uncle has one. I don't even know if mother has one. I don't know. I don't ask because I don't really care. But I'm the one that does most of the driving around here, so it was obviously top priority that I have one. So, I worked hard to get it, even though here in Minnesota it was actually not that bad. But Minnesota apparently is a little harder than North Dakota. North Dakota is a little more laid back, to actually get your driver's license. But, the thing is it took me, I got it on the second try. Most people, they can get it on the first try, and some can 10, 12, 15 times later than they have it. But I got mine on the second try. And I'm kind of proud of that because it only took me 2 chances, 2 tries, and I had it. So, I don't want to lose it. And then I invested all this money into my own vehicle and, to have it legal in the state or in the state of Minnesota, to put plates on it, to put tags on it, to have insurance put on it. Like, my vehicle's 100% legal for the road, and yet you want to threaten my driver's license. I can't have that. I need a fucking doctor that I can go to every year, get that form signed, because the state of Minnesota wants to know how I'm doing, and that's a once a year thing. And there is a point though, like they won't ask anymore. I guess if you've been been a good boy, like, for health-wise, if you've been good, then they'll kind of just back off and they won't bother you anymore. So, like, it's a clusterfuck. I mean, give it all to you guys with, fine detailing, it'd be a 7-hour video, but, this is ridiculous, I just want to keep my driver's license. I want to be able to drive. I want to be able to go places, and, well, okay. So since it's been a few years, that I've been good, in the brain, that I was able to get my regular doctor to sign the form. And now I don't know if the state of Minnesota has accepted that, because that takes time for them to mail back shit. So I'm either going to get it's either going to get accepted or it's going to get denied. Okay, well, if it gets denied, that's it. I'm going to lose my driver's license, because now, for this motherfucking doctor that I had to get now, I'm not going to see her until January. And it'll be a new year. Okay, so 2024 would have been a year, the first year ever, to never see a doctor, for the brain. So, and that's just basically just a checkup. So, like, that would be a first. And all because of one doctor wants to play stupid and not, want to, I don't know, she just don't want to work with me here. So, and in that appointment that we had, that was to be done online. But unfortunately, if I wanted her to sign that form, well, then she's got to see me in person, which I think is ridiculous, because I would have to drive over an hour away from home, see her for fucking 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, and then another hour and a half back. And you got to do this once a year, and you got to think about all that gas that I'm burning doing this, all that wear and tear on my Blazer. I'm going to be looking for a new Blazer in the next couple of years, just if I got to go there. So, like, this is just getting to be fucking bullshit. It's what it is. It's just nonstop bullshit with her. So now what I have to do, since I basically fired her and said, screw you, I'm done, I want a different one. The thing is with the first doctor, there was trust built there, because she was good at first. For a lot of years, she was really good. She did come closer to home, which was convenient for me. Now she don't do that anymore, so if I want to see her in person, I got to be the one to go up to the cities, which I think is ridiculous, and I'm not being reimbursed for that. So now basically, since I have a new doctor, I have to rebuild that trust again. And I've had to have a brain doctor since I was a teenager, and it's been kind of hard to keep them around. They fuck off after, a few years. It's like, can I just not have one where I can just, have a doctor for 10, 15, 20 years and just be, have the same doctor? Like, I don't understand it. Why they have to F off after 2 or 3 years? Like, it's just goddamn nonsense is what it is. So, I don't know. So I don't know. There's a 50-50 chance that I could lose my license now, because I couldn't get in to see my doctor right away. I had the form signed by my regular doctor that just, does your whole entire body for checkups. Because apparently he can do it if nothing has been going on for at least 3 years, which there hasn't been. It's been fairly quiet, so, But the thing is I've been stressed out all summer long. It's like I have not been able to really enjoy my summer. And you never really ever can, because there's always crap going on. But there's just some things that, shouldn't be going on. Like the doctor. The doctor should not be fucking with my schedule every goddamn time I turn around. I knew that was going to happen. So, if you guys remember that last video I talked about it, I'm pretty sure that I said that same thing. It's like, don't be surprised if they call in October and want to change my schedule again. They do. this is just getting to be ridiculous, you know. So that's why I told the nurse, I was like, I want a different doctor. I said I do not want to go back to her. I'm done. Like I said, it's not the nurse's fault. They're just doing their thing, but it's the doctor's fault. For some other reason, she thinks that she can just do whatever the fuck she wants, and I hate that kind of attitude. You know, we had already made that appointment. That appointment was locked and sealed. You know, but every month that goes by, you're calling and wanting to change it. And then when we get 1 month closer to that schedule, you're calling again. And I'm supposed to be seeing my doctor once a year. I haven't seen my brain doctor at all yet this year because she refuses to see me. So, and I don't know, like I said, if my regular doctor's, you know, even though he signed the form, I don't know if the state of Minnesota is going to take it or not. Because that takes time for them to get it, takes time for them to process it, and to make a decision, and then they have to mail me a letter back saying if I was approved or denied. And if I'm denied, well, then I'm fucked. I'm fucked until, you know, I guess I got to hire a lawyer and get the shit straightened out, you know? Like, it's nonsense. And I should not have to go back to the DMV and retake my classes again when, you know, I didn't work that hard, honestly, to get it, but, you know, I still took a lot of time out of my schedule to do it, you know. So, and now you're going to put all this at risk because one doctor doesn't want to fucking ever see me, and I can't get her to sign the form. Because I thought originally I could just maybe, since we were going to do the online thing, I thought, well, I could just, you know, she could see me on the internet, you know, through the video chatting thing, and then I would mail the form off to her, and then she could sign it, and then she could mail it back to me, and then I can take it to the courthouse and, you know, have the courthouse here put it in the system. Well, I can't even get in. I can't get in to see her online. I can't get in person. You know, it's like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these. Well, I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. I don't know what this new doctor's going to be like. But I'm fed up with it, you know. So, and you wonder why. And I'm starting to understand this. I'm starting to actually realize why half of America is sick. It's not because they don't have the proper Medicare or insurance to cover them. It's the fact that they don't have doctors that they can trust. You know. And some of them, yeah, they don't trust doctors because doctors have been known to make mistakes and yada, yada, yada. So, but that's the thing, you know, is that you're supposed to build trust with them. And that's what I had going on with her, is that there was trust built there because, you know, she was doing so good there for so many years. She came up here, you know, I was able to see her in person every time. But now since I can't get the fucking bitch anywhere, I can't see her. And I couldn't get the form signed by her, so I had to go to my regular doctor. And he says, well, I can only, you know, do this probably like every 3 years I can only do it. So, I don't know. It's a fucking cluster fuck is what it is. This is just getting to be ridiculous. And then they always say, you know, like the doctors always say, oh, well, he got a lot of stress built up, you know, and you're gaining a lot of weight and yada, yada, yada. I was like, well, I wonder fucking why. It ain't because of what we're doing for a living or in the environment that we're living in. It's because of you motherfuckers. We can't work with you, you know. We can't keep a schedule. You can't lock it and seal it and guarantee it. It's always like, oh, that's going to change. It's, you know. Well, I can't change my shit either, you know. Like, what if I was a busy guy, you know, like super busy, and I took off, you know, that whatever the fucking day it was. I think it was what did I say, November? I think it was, to see her. Okay, I took that one day off, but all the other days I'm working, I'm busy doing other stuff. I can't change that schedule either, you know, like that's hard to do, you know. Like, the doctors just don't give a shit, and I'm so tired of it. You know? I don't know what to fucking do anymore, besides just forget the whole thing and just deal with whatever happens, and at least then the state won't get all fucking up to my shit, because they won't know what's going on anyway. So, I don't know. It's just, it's been a clusterfuck. That's for sure. And I'm getting so goddamn tired of it. So, I don't know. I have to give this doctor a chance. And it might go good for a couple of years, I guess. I don't really know. But, you know, there's still no trust there, obviously, because it's a new doctor. You got, you know, trust is earned. You're not going to just get it out of the fucking blue. And they want to see me in person. So, I think I could have done it online, but I think since she's our first time, like if this is our first time meeting, I think that usually always has to be in person. So, and then for the forms, well, that has to be apparently done in person too, which I think is horseshit. If you see me on a video call, that should be fine. And then I should be able to mail the form off to you. You sign it, mail it back to me, and then I go to the courthouse and put it in the system. Now, my doctor can also, put the form in through their systems, but we did that a couple of years ago, and it just, something went wrong, and they never got it. So again, my license was at a high risk of being taken away because, they either didn't send the form to the right place or they just didn't send it at all, or I don't know what the fucking deal was. So I just said, nope, just sign it and mail it back to me, and then I'll go to my local courthouse. They can put it in the system, and it's in my records, or in my whatever, within just a few minutes. And then it's up to the state of Minnesota if they can just look into my account, I guess, or whatever, however you want to look at it, and see, hey, there's a thing put here, There's a form put here. So then we'll look at it and deny it or accept it. So, but as of right now, I don't know what's going on because I haven't gotten a letter back yet from the state. So I don't know. But that usually takes a little bit of time. And I like to get them things sent out as soon as possible. Even though you have like a month or two. They just give you a month or two. But I like to have it done as soon as freaking possible. So, because I know that it's going to take time for them to even process it. So, sooner I can get it out to them, then the better. So, but I don't know. I just got to wait and see. If I don't get a letter, I guess by the end of December-ish, kind of-ish, then I guess I'm all right then for another year. Then I guess then they're not going to deny me and take my driver's license away. So, all because of one fucking doctor fucking me over, just sticking her fist right at my ass as deep as it'll go. Like that's how it feels over here. Like it has to stop. There's a limit to this, and I'm stressed out because of it. It's like if I didn't have to deal with this fucking shit, then I'd have so much less stress in my life. And the doctors have the balls to say, well, you're under so much stress and you're gaining weight because of it. And it's like, well, I wonder why I'm gaining weight and I'm stressed the fuck out because you guys are not working with me here. You guys are fucking changing the schedule every goddamn time I turn around, and I'm sick of it. Leave the goddamn schedule alone. Let's just get it done and over with. Quit fucking yanking my chain all the time. I hate it. This is why half of America is sick, because they don't trust the doctors, and doctors are always canceling appointments and changing them. Well, at least her, anyway. I don't know, my other... I know it's very rare that I see, like, a normal doctor, because I'm not that sick. I mean, my grandma does, but that's because she sees a normal doctor, but that's because she's taking high blood pressure pills, and I think something for her heart and stuff like that. So... she sees a normal doctor, whereas me, I see a brain doctor. So, other than that, I don't see a doctor. Like a normal doctor. I haven't seen one for years. It's probably been like 15, 20 years since I've last seen a regular doctor. So, but I did finally see one, just probably not even a month ago. It was sometime here in October. I think I went and seen my regular doctor. And this doctor here that I see, well, he's from a totally different country. He's got a completely different accent. You can hardly even understand him because he's, he's from a different country. But, I've seen him when I was, a young kid and a teenager. I would see him every now and then. But he's been working at this same hospital over in North Dakota side. That's where I do all my business. Mother does all her business over here, but they're freaking retarded and a turd. But whatever. So, but that doctor has been at this same hospital ever since I was born. He's been here. And, I've never really had to ever change a appointment with him or really any doctor. So, I don't know. I don't know. Some doctors, they're good. Like they'll work with you and they'll if you set a appointment, they're going to be there. But this fucking bitch, I don't know. I just want to, I really do, guys. I really just want to rip her throat out. That's how I feel about it, She needs to just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like her only customer at this point or whatever the hell you want to call it. Because I know that she probably has been losing people. And she just lost another one. So, at some point she's going to not have any customers or whatever you want to call it. And she's either going to move because there's no business here now for her, or she's just going to quit. Personally, I think she ought to just quit because she's not good at her job. She's not reliable. I want a reliable doctor. I want somebody that I can trust. I want to be able to see that same doctor for 10, 15, 20 years. I don't need to be fucking yanked around the bush. It's not going to happen. So yeah, so that'll be a record for me. I haven't seen my doctor at all yet this year. My brain doctor. Won't happen. Because now this doctor's not available until January. So, okay, whatever. But I don't know if the state won't take my form, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to talk to my new doctor and be like, well, I know that, we haven't seen each other yet, but, this is kind of important. Like, I could lose my license over this, So, like, I kind of need to get in as quick as possible. It's like, I don't know what to tell you about, So, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just so irritated with it. I would have less health problems if I just didn't have any fucking doctors. I would get sick, whatever. Okay, well, there's a difference between getting sick and just like having an ordinary cold and breaking your fucking arm. Okay, well, if you break your fucking arm, okay, well, then you gotta go see a doctor. But until then, I don't want to see no damn doctor. Same thing with my brain doctor. If my brain ain't bleeding, if my brain didn't explode, I don't want to see it then. Of course, if that happens, I'm probably going to be dead. So then fuck it. Who cares? I'm more stressed out about this fucking shit than I am what goes on at the farm. It's freaking crazy. I'm more stressed out what's going on in my house. I got a toilet that's acting up and I don't know what to do about it. It's like I'm trying to figure it out. Mother thinks just to get a new fucking toilet. I've rebuilt the fucking thing. So, I don't know. So, I'm more, like, I don't know. The stress level with my toilet is way less than the doctor. So I think I'd have to deal with the stress from my toilet than I would her. Because at least the toilet I can fix, and kind of figure it out. I don't need a doctor to tell me how to fix my toilet. So, like, you guys know. It's just garbage. So, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess, unfortunately. But I did find a new doctor. There's like 3 or 4 other ones there besides her. So I guess if this next one's shittier than shit, well then I guess I'm moving on to the next one then. I guess keep going down the line until I run out of doctors, and then I'll have to go to the next city down, which would be 2.5 hours south of here. But they're under a completely different hospital company, so I'd have to check with them to see if they would even take my kind of insurance. So, because obviously you got to have insurance, or you're going to get billed millions of dollars, and I don't want to get billed that. So, you got to make sure you have insurance. So, and I got pretty good insurance, so they take care of me for the most part. They haven't ever denied me anything, so I don't know. But so what else is going on besides that? Well, it's my grandma's birthday today, so I decided I brought over some of her. We got her some birthday gifts and stuff. But we kind of decided last minute that we'd make her a cake. And I had a cake sitting in the closet, so I figured, well, I might as well make that. So I'm making her a cake right now. That's in the oven percolating, getting cooked. So we'll take it over tonight. So it's just a chocolate cake. So did that right now. Yeah. So I know there's some other stuff that I'm forgetting to talk about, but yeah, so the other thing I did is I got all this stuff out for the John Deere. I got the lift arm and the center mid shaft right there. I got to grease all that yet and then put it on the tractor, but I'm still chopping the leaves. I'm waiting for the last little bit of leaves to fall. They're slowly falling because we haven't had any wind now for the last couple of days. So they're kind of just falling on their own. So, which is fine, I guess, whatever. And then, you wouldn't freaking believe it, but down by Minneapolis, it's actually freaking snowstorming over there. We had a little bit of, a snow system on top of us, but it was so freaking small and so light that it wasn't even falling. I woke up to some frost on the ground this morning, but that's all gone now. But yeah, I don't know. They're still talking 40s and maybe even some 50s going into November. So I would like to get done chopping leaves because I would like to get the blower or get the mower off. But I don't know. The wind sucks because then it blows all my leaves around, but it helps pull the leaves off too. So either that or we need a good rain. That would pull a lot of the leaves off too because they're getting wet and they're getting heavy, so it pulls them off. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. So, but anyways, I got kind of an interesting story here, and I don't know how true this is, so I don't know. It has to do with ham radios, and I'm kind of interested in this because ham radios, two-way radios. Now I know Reese 6, you said that you had a family member that uses those radios, and I don't know if he has a license or not. I guess you can let me know if you want to tell me. That's fine. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But the thing, well, maybe you could talk to him because if he has his license, then it doesn't matter. I have to kind of know in a way. But if he has his license, the young guy, he has a license, but it's not really his. Apparently, he's sharing it with a friend because he's a ham radio operator, but he was also a farmer. So apparently now he's retiring from farming. So I don't know what happens to your ham license. I don't know why that would. I guess I don't know. He doesn't have a use for it anymore or what. But him, the young guy and this old guy, they were sharing a license and they were both paying for it. I didn't know that you had to pay for a ham license. I don't know what's going on there because I didn't know that you could pay for a license. I knew that you had to take classes and study, basically go to school. But apparently somehow the young guy and this other guy, they're sharing a license together. They're paying for it. I don't know what it is, but they're paying for it. But then, like I said, the old guy wants to retire. So the young guy says he's probably going to end up taking it over. like I said, I don't know how this works. So somebody's got to explain this to me. And I figured, well, Rusty, if your family member has a license, maybe he would be able to make sense of this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's different in Canada versus the U.S. I think it's the same either way. But it kind of sounds like if I want to get into ham radios, all I would have to do is help pay for the license. Now, what that would be, like monthly or yearly, I don't know, because we didn't discuss that. So that is what would be kind of interesting, because if I could pay to use ham radios, then I think I'd just do it instead of just taking the classes. Just have access to it. Like I don't understand that. So somebody has to try to explain that to me, I guess, but. Usually I figured that if you wanted to use ham radios, you'd have to have a license and you have to study for that. But I think there's different classes. There's just like, the beginner and then all the way up to like the extreme users, which I'm never going to be the extreme users where you can basically custom build your own radios and you can have like a 1500 watt radio. I don't need that. I'm lucky if I would ever need probably a 50 watt radio, So that's kind of interesting. So I guess if, anybody out there, like Greasy Six, if your family member knows, or anybody else that's a ham operator, I guess let me kind of know if that makes sense or not. Because if I can get into using ham radios, then that might be better for me. If I can pay to use it, then that would be fine. I guess depending on how much it would be monthly or yearly, whatever the hell it would be. I might, if I can go that route, I might just go that route. But if not, then I don't know what to tell you. But I think at some point, it won't be anytime soon. Maybe another, well, it depends on when the CB radio gives up in the Tahoe. Once the screen fades out, because apparently that's what they've been known to do, is they fade out after a while. If the sun beats down on them, I've been trying to not let the sun beat on them. But that's kind of hard, because the wind will knock. It's hard to stop it because the wind will sometimes knock that little piece of cardboard off. I guess I should just use a rag. It would be a lot heavier, but I don't know. So I figured whenever that radio decides to give up, I'm going to switch over to GMRS. But if I can get away with using ham radios, then I might want to go that route. But depending on how that plays out, because I don't know. I'm not a ham operator. So, I don't know. But, I guess if anybody knows, let me know. So, but, at least with, like with GMRS, you have to pay. What it is you have to pay $80 every 10 years. It used to be every 5 years, but they upped it to 10 years. So you're good for 10 years, and your whole entire family can use it. I don't know if you have to put them on the list, or if it's just, you don't have to, you can just do it. As long as somebody has a license, I guess, then you're legal, but okay, well, I figured, well, that's not so damn bad, $80 for 10 years, that's actually very good. So, and I did find some GMRS radios. They're not Midlands. They're, what the hell is it? B-Tech or something like that. They look like really nice radios. They're around $200, which actually, and they're 50 watt. They're 50 watt radios. I think they're about $300. I think they were more $200 though, but like, that's pretty good, and they look like well-built radios. So, so I kind of figured that if the CB gives up in the Blazer, then I'm just going to switch over to GMRS, unless we can figure out something with the ham radio side of stuff. But obviously, if I am going to use ham radios, I'm not going to use the most powerful things in the world. It's just, the most I would ever need is maybe 50 watts. I don't know if I need anything more than that. I probably could get away with even less than that, but that's my limit anyway, is 50 watts. So, but I don't know. So, but if I can't go with the ham radio thing, if I can't pay something for a license, like maybe, me and the young guy could share that, then I'll just, obviously for our farm, we'll just switch over to GMRS then. So, but GMRS will be a step up from CBs anyway, but CBs are just, they work, but to spend $450 on that radio that's in the Blazer now, and then to find out that, that the screens can fade if the sun's on them too long or whatever, that's kind of disappointing. And then there's no way to fix it because apparently you can't send it back to the people that built it, to rebuild it, and they don't do that. So that's kind of disappointing, but it's a good CB radio. I'm very happy with it. I like it. I like how it's laid out. It's just all in over. It's just a good radio, but the power is not really there. I think with GMRS, I could easily get, over into North Dakota really good. I came with CB, but after, I think we can get about maybe 2 miles, when really we should be getting a lot more than that out of a base station and the Tahoe. Because it's so stupid, because the base station antenna is rated for 15 to 25 miles. The antenna that's on the Blazer is rated 7 to 10. Okay, well, I should be at least getting 7. 5 at the most. But I don't think I'm getting it. Because everything gets kind of static after that. And that could just be the base radio too. But you think with a goddamn base antenna that you'd be getting out a little further. Now, everybody's going to be like, oh, you got to get the Antron 99 if you want true, range. Yeah, I suppose, but they're expensive antennas, and if, you don't plan on keeping CB forever, that's kind of a expensive thing. I bought a $450 CB radio, but it's basically useless if it's junk. It'd just be a good parts CB, the raw parts out of it. So I could sell it, and be like, this is just a parts CB, and there you go, $50, whatever, I don't know. So, but I don't know. You guys tell me, I guess. But, but yeah, I guess 3C6, because you're the only guy that I know of that you said that you had a cousin or, that was cousin, brother, or whatever. I don't know. Family member, anyway, that he used ham radios. I don't know if he had a license or not, so I can't remember. But if he does, maybe you should ask him that question. It's like, can you pay for a license and can you share it, because apparently that's what the young guy's doing. Him and the other guy, they're sharing a ham license together, and they're both just paying a little bit here and there. So I guess if I could do the same thing, maybe me and the young guy, we could share the license because the other guy's retiring. So if maybe we could share the license, then then I just switch over to ham radios and just be freaking done with it. Because like I said, I'm not going to use the most powerful things in the world because I don't need them. I don't need to talk to China. I don't need to. Even the young guy said too, he's like, well, in the future you might expand out, you might go get land somewhere else, it might be 5-10 miles down the road. And he says with GMRS and ham, you'll get that range. With CB, you're just not simply going to get it. You should be getting close to that, but we're not. So, but we're getting what is important right now, and we are getting to the farm. We're going a little bit past the farm. We're getting into North Dakota, and that's really all I kind of need right now. But once you get into North Dakota and get down to like where the racetrack's at over there, just in that little town, which isn't that far, by the way, you get a lot more static in the radio. And even the young guy says, too, that you shouldn't be getting that much static in a radio, even in a CB that's only 4 watts. It should be a lot clearer than that. But it ain't. There gets to be static. So you can still hear somebody, but you hear a lot more static in the background. So, but we're just going to keep using CBs for now, either until the CB in the Blazer conks out, or I guess the one in the base in the house that blows up, because that's been That's been in the house for a very long time, and it's been on literally every day. Because I like to listen to Skip sometimes, so I just leave it on. It's on from the time I get up until the time I go to bed. So every day, even on Sundays, it's on. I just like to listen to Skip if I happen to get some. And of course, if we go to the farm and Mother needs to get a hold of me for some reason, well, then there you go. So, but at least with, GMRS, you get more range, more clarity. And of course, ham radio is top notch. It's the very best of the best. So, CB is definitely the lower end stuff, but it's just, I guess it's a hard hobby to quit because I'm a big fan of CBs. I like them, but they're just simply outdated technology. So, but if you're a hardcore CBer, you're going to keep with them. And I like CB, but they're not, just, I don't know. At some point, yeah, we're going to have to upgrade. So, and I think GMRS would be next, unless, we can come up with something for ham radio. And maybe we can split a license, 50-50, I guess, or whatever, and there you go. So if we can do that, well, then fine, that would be great. But, I don't know. So, but, yeah, I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I guess it ended up being longer than I would have liked. But, yeah, lots of stuff going on. Whatever else. So, no snow here yet, though, which is a good thing. But, yeah, another thing I got to do, I forgot to tell you this, too, but the other thing I got to do, which can be done over winter, I got to figure out why this grease zerk is pushing back out. It's pushing the grease back out. I'm still able to get grease to go through it. So that wheel has to come off, figure out why it's doing that. Maybe it's getting plugged up. And this tire, there's some wobble in it. That's because the bushings are going out. And that's what I'm going to try to work on that this winter. Replace those bushings. I did this tire, I believe, a couple years ago. And there's a little bit of slop there, but it ain't horrible. So probably should just rebuild it all. Hopefully it's not chewing the damn axle shaft, because I replaced that once already. Because the other one was getting wore down, so. But the other one's probably getting wore out because it's not getting grease, but. I don't know. I want to get the John Deere done, the tractor. Get that set it up for winter, and then this could just be a winter project or whatever. So I can just take the tires into the house, where it's warm, and deal with it there. So, but yeah, so anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.